What's the biggest risk to companies' bottom lines right now?
The biggest risk is the geopolitical turmoil.
The world faces various crises, including energy and food shortages, inflation, increasing living costs, and cyber attacks. These calamities, identified by the World Economic Forum in their recent report on global risks, are hindering humanity's ability to address other important long-term issues. Despite the progress made over the past 200 years through industrialization and improved productivity, significantly reducing poverty, the aftermath of a global pandemic has unleashed a series of pressing problems, catching people off guard. What poses the most significant risk to companies' financial performance now? Let's find out. The most significant concern lies in the geopolitical unrest. There is an ongoing war in Europe and escalating tensions between the US and China, both of which have the potential to worsen further. It is crucial to initiate peace negotiations in Ukraine and work towards reducing the tensions between the US and China. Moreover, the sudden halt in trading between Europe and Russia has created uncertainty in world markets due to imposed and secondary sanctions. As a result, companies struggle to determine their trading partners, leading to disruptions in global energy markets, significantly impacting the overall global economy. Why do you think that is? What steps should companies take to alter their methods? When it comes to measuring productivity in industries like steel production or wheat farming, it is relatively straightforward. However, measuring productivity becomes more complex in today's economy, where many services are digital and diverse, such as education and information flow. This topic naturally leads to a discussion about artificial intelligence and its potential role in enhancing productivity measurements and decision-making processes. Before proceeding, let's look at what the World Economic Forum's Global Risk Report predicts in 2023. According to the 2023 Global Risk Report by the World Economic Forum, the current global new normal is characterized by a return to fundamental challenges. These are the very problems our interconnected world once believed to be on a path to resolve. Based on input from over 1,200 leading risk experts from academia, business, government, and the international community, as well as civil society, the report was conducted between September 7th and October 5th, 2022. In the survey, global risk is the likelihood of an event or condition harming a significant portion of global GDP, population, or natural resources. The respondents were asked to assess various components of these risks, including their outlook, severity over the next 10 years, consequences, and preparedness, and identify any new risks. The report lists 30 imminent threats to the world, ranked based on their level of concern. These threats are expected to have the most severe impact in the next 2 years and fall into societal, economic, environmental, technological, and geopolitical risks. Let's explore how AI changes companies' profit margins and how workers and employers can consider using AI to enhance their businesses. The impact of AI on the job market will be significant, and many people will discover that jobs they were compensated for in the past may not exist in the future. The increasing value of AI and intellectual property leads to the rise of trillion-dollar companies, benefiting those who own and invest in these technologies. However, for a large portion of the population, this shift in income distribution may result in lower real earnings rather than higher ones. To address these challenges, policymakers need to acquire a more thorough comprehension of how AI affects society. Some parts of society may need support, while others will experience immense wealth and be subject to higher taxes. Wall Street is heavily investing in AI, but companies must also consider how to ensure these technology changes do not leave behind their employees. Throughout history, major technological shifts have favored those with advanced education and technical skills, leaving others behind. This trend of increasing inequality has been evident for the past few decades. The concentration of wealth and divisions in society has also increased due to the rise of post-tax and transfer inequality. While some AI leaders advocate for minimal intervention and libertarian approaches, it is essential to consider the broader societal impact of this technology. Ensuring that AI benefits society requires a fair and inclusive assessment of its potential. Now, let's shift our attention to a different matter: Acknowledging the concerns surrounding the possibility of biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse is important. The destruction of natural capital resulting from species extinction or reduction in terrestrial and marine ecosystems poses severe consequences for the environment, humanity, and economic activities. Over the next decade, the risk has been ranked as the fourth most critical global concern. However, the decline in biodiversity within and between ecosystems is happening at unprecedented levels in human history. However, surveyed respondents did not view biodiversity loss and ecosystem collapse as an immediate and pressing concern compared to other environmental risks. This delay in addressing the issue appears to be a postponement of action while dealing with other urgent problems, and emphasizes that more than half of the world's economic output relies moderately to highly on nature. Therefore, the collapse of ecosystems will have far-reaching economic and societal repercussions. Our actions have negative effects, including zoonotic diseases, reduced crop yields and nutritional value, water scarcity leading to conflicts, loss of nature-based jobs, and increased flooding and erosion due to the deterioration of flood protection systems. The recent catastrophic flooding, a once-in-a-century event, the most severe drought in 500 years, and intense heat waves have highlighted the urgent need for an energy system that doesn't exacerbate these issues. We must swiftly transition to renewable energy sources such as wind, solar, nuclear, and zero-carbon technologies to address this. Electric vehicles also play a crucial role in reducing emissions. Furthermore, we must reimagine how we utilize energy, moving away from heavy reliance on natural gas. Utilizing blue hydrogen, which removes carbon from hydrogen, can promote cleaner energy. In light of the impact of climate change, how can we navigate the increasing number of people who will be relocating? In the face of significant changes in temperature and precipitation patterns, some traditional strategies that people use to cope or adapt to climate change may no longer be suitable for long-term solutions. Instead, there is a need for transformative adaptation, which involves fundamental changes in systems to address the root causes of vulnerability. However, our understanding of what transformative adaptation entails is social ecological systems, and when it can be effectively implemented is currently limited. To gain insights into social ecological shifts driven by climate change, an interdisciplinary perspective was applied, and it was found that transformative adaptation is characterized by restructuring, path shifting, innovation, scalability across different levels, system-wide changes, and persistence. Despite several barriers to implementing transformative adaptation, policymakers and practitioners should consider this option in their adaptation plans. Doing so will help societies better anticipate, guide, or recover from the profound impacts of climate change. Utilizing transformative adaptation as a strategy to navigate the shifts caused by climate change can enhance the efficiency and sustainability of climate solutions. It is important to acknowledge the economic threats currently endangering global financial stability and prosperity as we come to a close. These threats encompass a variety of issues, such as geopolitical instability that may disrupt trade and investment, inflation that reduces the value of money and harms living standards, cyber attacks that target vital infrastructure and financial systems, shortages of energy and food that strain economies and lead to socio-economic problems, and the growing cost of living that burdens households and businesses. If you found this content informative, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Until next time.